What's going on? You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. We got Monster Tarver here with us. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. I'm excited, man. I've been watching y'all for a long time, man. So listen, let's go.
Man, that's an honor,
what's
man.
up,
Bro,
man.
let's go,
Appreciate
man.
that.
I'm excited about this.
That's an honor, man. So what is this your first Flavor Fest?
Well, this is technically my second Flavor Fest.
Okay.
My first time ever performing. So I used to actually be a member of Crossover Church.
Oh,
in
dope.
2009. I
Okay.
moved here in 2008 from Ohio, and I joined the church in 2009. And I actually joined the church a week after Flavor Fest in 2009.
Okay.
And I attended Flavor Fest in 2011. I was supposed to perform, but it didn't work out. So
Okay.
I actually got to attend and meet, a lot of people, whatever. And I saw y'all. I saw everybody, man. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow.
It's dope.
I'm
It's dope.
excited, man.
How did it feel being up there?
It felt great, man. That was my first time performing music in 6 years.
Wow.
No,
Why the
no,
layoff?
Well, it's mainly been like wrestling. Like I was focusing on wrestling. I'm almost done. I'm a professional wrestler. I was, and I was
wow. Okay.
focusing on that. Yeah, and I honestly, like the music just kind of it didn't take a back seat. The opportunities weren't really pouring in, and I was kind of. I mean, I've been doing music for like 20 years, but like, and in 2009, when I rededicated my life to the Lord, 2009, I met Pastor Tommy, and he kind of helped me kind of reshape what I was doing, and that's when I started really doing Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
And it took about 10 years to get some traction,
What's-
but now it's happening.
What's the life story behind
Yeah,
everything that you've gone through and,
Oh,
and
man.
how did you get to this point?
man. So, man, I'm from Akron, Ohio, originally from Cleveland, Ohio, and I was homeless in 2005. I got a WWE contract and they moved me here to Tampa, Florida, 2008. And my first week on the job, I was in WrestleMania 24 in the main event with Floyd Mayweather against the Big Show. And then I went on I was part of a group called the Nexus, and we used to beat up John Cena every week and all of that. And then that, ended, and then life changed and all of that. And I started really focusing on my music.
Yeah.
And trying to find myself in ministry and in faith, and life happened and things happened. I ended up homeless again last year, actually.
Wow.
During the lockdown. Yeah, it was pretty tough. I was sleeping in my truck for about 6 months, and this is how good God is, because for whatever reason, I got inspired to start doing freestyles, like just posting freestyles all over my Instagram and all of that. And and people don't even know, like I was in my truck and just rapping my heart out, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, that's a whole nother story too as well, but like I was fortunate enough to get some good guidance from Dayton. And Dayton was like, yo, let me help you do this correctly. Like you rapping your heart out, you dope, and nobody hears you. We gotta find a way to make this, make it work better. And I guess it was time, because he hit me up and was like, yo, do this Andy Mineo challenge. I'm like, all right, word. So I did the challenge, and then Tech9 reposted my verse.
Wow.
And it got like 100,000 views in a couple hours. And then that turned into a relationship, between he and I. And then when Andy did the remix, they asked me to be on it. I'm like, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. Got
And
it.
then from there, man, it's just been moving, like
Yeah.
God is moving things. And I mean, that's the music side of it. But I mean, I started doing music in like 90 something. That's as far as I'll go. But
Wow.
That's crazy, because AI was making fun of you about you have so many talents, like football, basketball, wrestling, rapping.
man, yeah, that's
Like,
Yeah,
where,
that's
like, where's that come from? Like, how did you even know you could do all those things besides just being physically, obviously talented?
Man, I appreciate that, man. AI's so dope too, man. She's so dope. My parents were, so my mother was a preacher. My father was a professional boxer and a professional football
Oh,
player.
geez. So it's in the blood.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. And crazy. So my mother was actually an Olympic caliber sprinter in high school.
Wow.
And my father, he ended up being Mike Tyson's sparring partner. And so he played for the Denver Broncos
Jeez.
in '83, and then he blew out his knee, and then ended up getting back into pro boxing. And he sparred with a lot of legends: Tim Witherspoon, Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis, Alvin McCall. There's a few more I'm missing, but the biggest one was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
And so like I saw that, and just
Jeez.
it just gave me, and my siblings, just that motivation to just do everything, not just do one thing, but do everything. You know
Yeah,
what
the
I'm saying?
talent
And
pool.
Yeah.
Just
It was
pick out whatever you want.
It was motivation, man.
What do I want to be good
Motivation.
at?
Right. Try to pass it to my kids, man, and just give God the glory with it, man.
That's
you know?
amazing.
So out of all those things, what has been your favorite thing? Because that's a lot of different areas.
Music.
Music has always been your
Really?
favorite.
Yeah. My first love it's always been rapping, man. That's always my first love. I
Not,
started
not beating people up, not throwing them on the ground.
not beating people up. No, no. I mean the wrestling thing was cool. Like God used that to get me
Of
here.
course, yeah.
But I mean, I was doing music. Like I had a recording contract in 2003. It was an indie contract with a company in Ohio, and they had some form of distribution through, I think it was like Sony or something like that, and it never worked out. But this is before I started, doing music for God, and it was a very eye-opening experience, and I never gave up on it, even though I went through a lot of hell. I never gave up on it, and I always knew I could rap really good, but had to figure out a way to make everybody else know. But yeah, man, it's been a journey.
That's incredible, man.
That's an incredible story. So I got a funny question for you.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first tattoo?
I do. My first tattoo, I didn't get it until I was like almost 30. How
What?
embarrassing is that? Yeah. It was embarrassing. And
So how many have you gotten since then?
I got about 40 tattoos, something like that. Yeah, I'm not done.
Wow.
I'm not done.
Was it part of the professional uniform for you? Like, did it help you in the industry?
I mean, it does, but so when I first I honestly just wanted to get tattoos because I wanted to look big with muscles, right?
That's what I'm missing.
Yeah, that's
I gotta get the muscles.
That was
gotcha.
yeah. I just wanted to look. I was an insecure kid, man. I was
Really?
depression, all of that. I was
Really?
diagnosed with bipolar, all of that, and
Wow.
I've been married twice. My first marriage fell apart, and it just destroyed me. Then I got in the gym and discovered muscles and tattoos, and I was like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna turn myself into a D-bag. I didn't, but when I first started getting the tattoos, it was in 2004, and then as I gradually started progressing with the tattoos, when I moved here and I met Pastor Tommy and we talked about it a lot, and I started getting into the Word, and I started understanding. All right, I got the tattoos. I want to continue getting tattoos. I know there's grace. I know I can't take it for granted. So I decided to make all of them Christian tattoos. So I literally have the word Jesus tattooed on my chest.
Oh, wow.
And I was on TV with that. Like, a lot of people my left arm gets a lot of attention. It says Armor of God. And I told myself, if I'm going to be on TV in front of millions of people, I want them to read my tattoos and know exactly who I represent.
Yeah.
And it costed me TV time. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
Really?
But yeah, so that's my, the way I look at tattoos. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
It's, I don't judge people for getting them. Of course, who am I to judge anyway? I didn't create nothing. But purposely, my purpose with it is, I guess it's another way for me to share the gospel, so to speak.
Yeah.
And someone could see me and think, this dude look like, Walmart 50 Cent. But he got cool tattoos. You know what I'm saying? but.
So it was interesting. You said you grew up insecure, but was working out like a form of control? Like, I can control this part of my life.
Yeah, it was, because I've been an athlete my whole life. My father was a pro athlete, and he had us training like pro athletes. And
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, imagine.
And it gets deeper. I went to a very rural school. It was like one of 5 black kids in the whole school. So I was very insecure. I didn't know who I was. I was angry. I was, listening to X-Clan, pro-black. And, I thought that was what I was supposed to be doing until my mother let me know that it was witchcraft that they was talking about. I was like, oh, my bad. I didn't know what the crossroads actually was. I didn't know. But, but you learn. You live and learn, right? And as I got older and went through life and experienced things, I learned along the way from my failures, and the best thing it did for me was humble me. And instead of allowing it to let the anger grow, it just turned me into a more humble person. And even with that, when people see me, they don't expect that, because I have a kind of a menacing, appearance, right? People look at me and they think I'm a monster, and it's really an irony. The name is an irony, but I'm really a teddy bear. But people don't know that until they get to know me.
Yeah.
But I just had to be self-aware, and I'm glad that God put that in me to learn that earlier in life before I really, really got to know Him. I grew up in church, but I didn't really know God. You know what I'm saying? But now I do, and the two things have come together. And with the music and what I'm writing, I can write what I'm going through. I can write what I'm feeling, my experiences, and it's not self-centered, and it's not anger-centered, and all of those things. It glorifies God, but I can speak it in a way to where I explain what I've been through and people can relate, and with good lyrics.
How many Christians have you come across in the professional athletics arena? Are there any like genuine guys that are like really about it?
Yeah, there are some. There are definitely some. I mean, it's in professional wrestling. It's hard to find. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard to find. There's a company that I've been associated with for about 10 years called the Christian Wrestling Federation. They're based out of Rockwall, Texas, which is why Dallas. And it's literally like going to church with a wrestling ring. Like they have an actual wrestling show, but like they have prayer and worship. They have an altar call at the end of the show. Like it's really super dope actually.
Wow.
And a lot of famous wrestlers that are in WWE have come, who are Christians, who are believers, have come through there. And when I got released from my contract, a bunch of stuff, controversy happened. They were the first people to reach out and say, "Hey, would you like to come work with us?" I was like, "You know what? Let's go." And I've been with them ever since.
Okay, so you're actively still wrestling.
Kind of. Really just for them and a few other people. Other than that, I'm tapering off of it.
We got a guy on our team that's probably going nuts when he's watching this because he's so big into wrestling. So big into wrestling.
Yeah.
So how long would it take you to train me to be a wrestler? Years?
Man. Nah, I wouldn't take years. Give me a couple months. Give me a couple months.
Take a good look. Years?
Nah. We can have a wrestling match right now.
What about to put muscle on me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The muscle might take a little bit of time. It won't take that much time. But you already have muscle. That's the thing. We just got to carve it out. You know what I'm saying?
Man. Are you also? Do you also personally train?
I do.
Okay.
I compete in powerlifting as well.
Wow.
And that's become my first love.
Jeez.
And a little light flex. I got a world record. But
Okay.
Oh wow.
got a world record. But,
Tell me what it is while you're talking.
So it's a deadlift. I have a deadlift world record. There's many world records in powerlifting. And it's basically like amateur wrestling or boxing. Weight classes, age classes, divisions. There's tested, non-tested, tested, meaning drug-free, non-tested, meaning, which is legal.
Yeah.
Equipped division where people wear actual equipment, and I've done that as well. Or raw, which is where it's just you in knee sleeves and knee ham wraps, and that's it, and a belt. So my record is with an organization called 100% Raw Powerlifting, which is a drug-free organization, and I broke the record in 2019 in Calgary. Was 727 pounds.
Oh my God! You did what with that?
I just picked it up.
No.
Just picked it up.
No, sir.
Lift up a car.
I'm one of these days. I'm gonna try.
You picked up 720 pounds.
The goal is 800 pounds. That is the goal.
Jeez.
That is the goal.
That's amazing, man.
That is.
That's amazing, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
Well, I'm glad you're here, getting to do what you really love, which is rap. But I mean, everything you said today was impressive. So
It was.
Don't stop talking about that stuff.
Bro, I'm just happy to be here with y'all, man.
Oh, thank you.
Man, I've been watching y'all channel, man, for a long time, man.
That means a lot to us, man.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you, man.
SoundCloud. I was send songs to y'all all the time on SoundCloud, bro. Had a different name then, but I'm a fan, man. For real.
Man,
You
that
know,
means
it's
a lot to
interesting.
us, man.
It means a lot because when we sit around and we wonder, is there people being influenced in those spaces, right? We talk about the Christian athletes all the time. One of our mentors is Chris Broussard. So it's like we know he's an authentic man of God in that space that's trying to change the narrative. And so we just hope that, somebody can hear us talking and they can also go out and help change the narrative as well.
Definitely didn't expect somebody that could lift almost 800 pounds sitting there listening to us, little old us talking.
My mentor in powerlifting is a man named Tony Conyers. He's like one of the greatest powerlifters of all time. He's from Tampa, and he's a pastor. And the team I used to be, I'm not with the team anymore, but it's called Strong Life Tampa Bay. It's a ministry, like it's a Christian powerlifting company and group, and it's truly amazing, man. 150 pounds, 60 years old, has lifted 10 times his body weight. Wow. He's like a human ant.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he's still drug-free. He'll be 62 this year and still can lift. He squats 600 pounds, deadlifts over 600 pounds, benches 400 pounds, 150 pounds.
I'm just not applying myself.
Well, no, he's special. He's special. That's different.
If I ever get in trouble, I'm gonna call you to first pray for the person, and if we can't pray,
we just lay hands on him.
Yeah, we lay hands on him. Yeah, the right way.
The right way. Man.
That's what's up.
Well, tell people how to find you, man, because I'm sure you're going to have a lot of people wanting to know more about you now. So
I appreciate it, man. You can find me on all platforms at Monster Tarver, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok.
So,
But it's all freestyles. I don't do TikTok dances. I promise. Okay. It's all rhymes. I promise. It's all rhymes.
Get into dances, man.
Yes, sir.
All right,
yes,
so let's get back into it. You in the field with the Trackstarz, Ryan Righteous, Sean Tanner, DJ Jeremiah. Let's go.
Hey.